morning, good afternoon, good evening to all the fellow Toastmasters, non-Toastmasters, guests, anybody who's attending today's session, whether joining us on our Zoom meeting or attending this live on the Facebook page of District 98. Welcome to the District 98's Public Relations Masterclass session number 3. My name is Distinguished Toastmaster Smita. I am the Public Relations Manager for District 98 of Toastmasters International. If you are not a member yet, or you are not aware of what Toastmasters is, it's a almost 97-year-old organization which empowers its members by making them better communicators and leaders. We have been around for 97 years. I think that is a testament in itself of the absolute fantastic record that Toastmasters International holds of making an impact in people's lives. So we are very glad that you all could join us today. This is the session 3. We have done a couple of sessions before. It's mostly a monthly series that we do. And today's session, we are going to talk about some nitty-gritty aspects of how to plan for your public relations campaign. Again, a lot of you are vice president public relations in your own clubs, and others not really, but you might be wanting to understand how to promote and market your brand or your product or yourself for that matter. So in today's session, in the next about 60 minutes, we will break our session into 3 parts. We will first start with some basics of planning an impactful PR campaign. And then we will dive into the meatier aspect of today's session, which is understanding ABCs of Instagram and how to use that social platform. We have our fantastic District 98 social media manager, Muskan Kandoi, who is going to be the trainer for that. And if you don't know her, you can follow her on Instagram. I'm sure she will share her handle shortly. She is a content creator, a viral content creator, and she has recently hit 11,000 followers, all through organic reach. And when I say organic reach, it's not paid reach. So she has not, used algorithms, or she's not really used advertising in any way. It's all pure organic followers, only based on the content that she has created and published and shared. So I'm super excited because I get to learn something new in this process as well. And we will get quickly started into the basics. Please note the meeting is being recorded. We are also live on Facebook. So this recording of this session will be made available for you later on to pursue, and you can go through it at your leisure. The second thing is the chats are going to be disabled in this in the duration of the next 40 to 45 minutes, so that it does not disturb the content creators. If you have any questions, please ping any of the co-hosts. I think that is the only option that will be made available. So if there are any questions, they can communicate it to Muskan or to myself. Perfect. Now that our ground rules are set, let's quickly get started on the basics of a PR campaign. A lot of times we struggle with understanding how do we go about creating a PR campaign. And when I say a PR campaign, there is a lot of elements to a PR campaign. The first thing is, what exactly is it that you're trying to promote? It could be your club, it could be a product, it could be a service, it could be an event, it could be an initiative, any of those things. And so it is important to understand how do you plan and structure it so that you ensure that your PR campaign is reaching the right people, the message is getting communicated as per your requirements, and most importantly, the output that you seek or the result that you seek is what you end up getting. So to do that, there is a small pathway of sorts that I had created and I had shared during one of the officers training program, which I would like to quickly walk you guys through as well. Please let me know once my screen is visible. 1 second. Is my screen up and visible?
Yes.
All right, perfect. So when I talk about planning a PR campaign, there are usually 4 elements to it that I think about or I keep in mind, and then I start thinking about how to build that PR campaign. The first thing is identifying who your audience is. Now, a lot of times, depending on what is it that you're trying to promote, you will be very clearly able to ascertain who is the audience. Is it somebody who you want to come and attend your club meetings in case you're trying to promote your club? Is it somebody who you would like to come and attend a special meeting that you're doing? Is the audience internal or external? Are you only focusing on Toastmasters, which happens when it's, let's say, a special meeting of sorts, or you're trying to build some sort of networking or camaraderie event for your members? So is it an internal audience in that case? If not, if you are thinking, no, I would like to have non-Toastmasters or guests come in as well, which basically would lead to a membership drive of some sort. So identifying that audience is very, very critical. The second thing is understanding, are you targeting members? That means people who are already Toastmasters or who are already aware of the value proposition of Toastmasters or your product or your club. Or are these people clueless? They have no idea what you are going to be talking about or what you're going to be presenting or promoting. And the last thing is, are you pitching this or promoting this or propagating this to an individual, or are you doing this for an organization? Now, once you're able to identify your audience, it makes the next few steps a little bit simpler and a little bit more organized. So after you have done your homework of sorts about the audience, the next thing is about the message. What exactly is the value proposition? We also call it what's in it for you. When you are the person who is attending an event, or you are joining Toastmasters, or you are purchasing a product, or you're availing a service, the first thing that you ask yourself is, how is this product, service, organization, or club helping me with my needs? That is what the value proposition is all about. So you have to ensure that whatever is the unique selling point of whatever it is that you're trying to promote, how is that going to engage the audience? Are the audience going to understand what kind of a difference or an impact that particular product, service, or club, or Toastmasters for that matter, is going to create or build in that person's life? And what is it that differentiates your club or your event or your campaign from everything else all around you? A lot of times this happens, especially in Toastmasters, when we are talking about membership campaigns or PR campaigns in various different clubs. There is a club contest that's happening in your club. There's a club contest happening in your neighboring club as well. Now, if you're targeting a guest to come in and attend your meeting during that time, what is it that's going to differentiate your club contest from the other club contest happening just maybe metaphorically or geographically right next door? So it is important to bring out that differentiating factor, and how is it that the person is going to feel good about attending or interacting with whatever it is that you're trying to promote. And the last and the most important thing, what is the expected outcome? Do you want 100 new people to know that your club exists? Do you want 5 new members who join by the end of that meeting or by the end of that event? Do you want the existing members who have been dormant for a very long time to come back and express an interest to continue their learning journey? What is that expected outcome? Try to quantify it as much as possible. When you're able to quantify your end goal, everything that you're building around in terms of your campaign will all be directed to achieve that. If you just swim in open waters with no comparison or no the end goal in sight, then that's all you'll end up doing. You just keep swimming and you'll keep exhausting your resources, and for that matter, your time and other in things that you're investing as well. So have that message very clearly composed, ready, and packaged. The third thing is communicating it. Now you've understood who you're communicating it to. You've understood what you're communicating. Now, where are you going to communicate this? There are so many channels available. Earlier, when we were having offline methods, so many people were having the opportunity to physically visit a club. Now it's more of an hybrid / online model. And because of that, there are a lot of channels at your disposal. There are the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the LinkedIns, there is TikTok, there is Clubhouse, and the list is never ending. But what is important when you're trying to figure out that channel is what channel is your audience demography most aligned with. Now, I know for a fact that if I have to start a a club for senior citizens, I know maybe SMS or WhatsApp would be the best possible channel to promote such a club, because I know everybody in my parents' generation is all WhatsApp savvy. They may not really understand Facebook or Insta or any other platform that well. And honestly, I thank my lucky stars that they are not on other platforms, because, a lot of other stuff goes on those platforms. But so you have to understand where your target audience is situated. If you're planning to engage college club students, maybe social media like Instagram or TikTok would be a more hip channel to explore in that case. So try to figure out whoever you are targeting, who you've identified in step one, where are they most present, and what are those channels which they will definitely check or they will definitely engage with. So do your homework in that sense, build out a master list of every possible avenue, and then go around looking for what is it that could really bring in an impact. Similarly, for corporate clubs, a LinkedIn might get you a better response, or even a Yammer, which is an internal site for your corporate setup. That might bring in more footfalls versus doing it on Facebook or Instagram, where most of corporates have a restriction any which way. So that's about communicating and where are you sharing it. The last step is recall value. Now you have created your entire package. You've created, okay, I'm going to do a bingo thing on Instagram. I'm going to do testimonials from my members to bring in dormant members back. I want to do a keynote speech by, say, Dr. Kiran Bedi. She's going to come and she's going to inspire our members. Fantastic. You have figured out everything that you want to do. Now, when you start communicating it, recall value is the most important thing. How are you going to reinforce this message? Now, there is a difference between reinforcing and making the message redundant. So every time that you're sharing some important information about the event or the product or the service or the event, the initiative that you're promoting, there has to be something new added to that information. If I tell you Dr. Kiran Bedi is coming to our next meeting, so-and-so date, so-and-so time, I just change the poster a little bit and then I again roll it out a week later. I'm not really, as a viewer, there's nothing new. You're just telling me what I already know. So it is not really reinforcing it, it's becoming redundant. And trust me, with redundancy comes irritation. People don't want to see the same thing over and over again. They want to add. So that is the reason why you want to add flavor to what you're already projecting and promoting. So even if it's a threadbare, it's a very simple, let's say a testimonial campaign, maybe mix it up. Rather than doing just a poster, maybe have a video testimonial in addition to that. Maybe have two people talking to each other and, sharing something like that. Maybe have some sort of a meme or, interesting, engaging conversation between two people, which is a little lighthearted. But again, be careful of what you are promoting to an external audience versus an internal audience. And then finally, bringing the consistency in call to action. That is very important because you have to keep reminding people, register so that you can attend this fantastic meeting. Or have you registered? Are you attending the meeting? So if a few of you might have noticed the District 98 Instagram handle, today we had put up a reminder which just called out that we are having a masterclass at 6:30 p.m. Are you attending? Somebody, and the options were yes or no, I'm yet to register. So the call to action is still very consistent. We ask people If you have missed registering, go ahead and do that because some interesting stuff is going to happen. So in all, if you're able to do your planning in these 4 steps, identifying, messaging, boxing it together, communicating, where exactly do you want to share this, and then identifying your recall value, the PR campaign that you build and the message that you build, that will stay for a longer period of time and that will retain better with the intended audience who you are targeting. So that was, in a nutshell, a little bit about how you can overcome that communication conundrum and how you can plan a PR campaign. The next section of today's session, we will talk about one specific channel, that is Instagram. And I'm sure Muskan will help you take through all of these things and much more. We have also received all your questions that some of you have shared while registration. Muskan will definitely try to cover those. And if she can't, then we will still have 10 minutes at the very end reserved for your Q&A. So you can open up and you can have more questions, even something related to the PR campaign that we just spoke about. So with that, let me stop sharing. And I will now hand it over to the social media manager of District 98, Toastmaster Muskan Kandoi.
Thank you so much, Toastmasters Smita. Am I clearly audible and visible?
Yes.
Hashtag engagement, aesthetics, likes, followers. Too much to focus when you want to simply market your business, your club, or yourself, right? So let's just simplify all these jargons, techniques, and strategies to grow our club's page or our individual page on Instagram. The first thing that I would like to start off today is with how to create an account. I am sure all of you have an app store or a Play Store on your Android or your iOS. Go there, download Instagram. Today in the entire class or in the entire session, I would want your phones in your hand and not aside with your Instagram app opened. Because if you have any questions, you can ask then and there. Let's clear it out. And we also have a challenge for all of you to see how effective was the session and how much you have understood. Can we have some videos on to make it more interactive and I can actually see your faces and see whether you're actually understanding anything or is just bouncing over your heads? With your smartphones on in your hand. Yes. Yes, you can use Instagram on browser also. That will also work. Wow, Toastmaster Harsh has 2 phones. Okay, amazing. So let's get started. The first thing is I want all of you to check your club or your personal bio. What have you mentioned in your Instagram bio? Is it answering these 2 questions? Who you are and what you do? Are these 2 questions being answered in your Instagram bio? If yes, then you are right on track to get started by knowing about Instagram more. Who you are and what you do. Simple. Second thing is, what type of account are you using? Are you using a personal account or are you using a creator account or are you using a business account? If you are a content creator, I would recommend to use a creator account because when you use a business account, you will not get the trending audios which you can use. If we are using it for our clubs, we can again go with a creator account and not a business account because we're a non-profit organization. So switch to a creator account. To switch to a creator account, go to the settings. Yes, Toastmaster Aparna, you have a question?
Yes, how to check which type of account it is?
Yes.
That we are using.
Yes. So go to Instagram, go to settings, and then go to account. Once you go to account, scroll down, you'll see switch account type. When you click on switch account type, it's going to show you 2 options. Are you all able to access it? Settings, then you go to account, then there'll be 2 options. So see what account are you using. If it's your club account, switch to the creator's account. If it's your own personal account, switch to only personal account. If you're a content creator, switch to creators account. And if it's for business, switch to business account. Thank you, Toastmaster Harsh, for helping with the chat box. Are we ready to proceed? Any questions here? Any doubts? No. Okay. Now, with that, we move on to the types of content that we create on Instagram. Anyone who can answer. The types of content, basically, okay, 5. We'll start with single post. What else? Unmute, you can write on the chat box. Okay, we have reels. Yes. What else? Yes, we have carousel posts. What else? IGTV. Yes. One more. Stories. Correct. So we have single post, we have a carousel post, we have reels, IGTV, and stories. Today, what we are going to know in this session is some basics about them and how to use this or how to use this as a catalyst to grow on Instagram. The first thing we'll start is with a single post. Now, how does a single post look like? Just introducing to you my handle. Now, a single post is something like this, which will have only one small video or one single post. Now, what happens with this type of post is the reach is very low. This type of post is specifically created for only your followers, for certain announcements, for maybe if there's a festival, you can post like Happy Diwali, or if there's an award you have received, you can post this. This is something which does not go viral easily. The reach is very, very low. The most important thing we need to be careful when we are using this is that are we sticking to the size measurements? It's 1:1 or it's 1080 by 1080. Now, what happens when you do not have of the correct size? Let me show you. Now, this is something of the correct size. This is how it's visible when I click on it. This is how it's visible when I show you the entire thing. Now, let me take you to another account. For example, can you see the entire thing here? No, right? This person's head is cut off here. Now, when you click on it, you can see the entire thing. However, when someone scrolls to your Instagram page, this looks really bad because your head has been cut off here. Again, similar thing. Here, the entire picture, the sides of the picture have been cut off because it was not of the correct size. So this is something that we need to take care of when we are posting on Instagram as a single post, that the size is correct. Next, we move on. Any doubts for the single post? No doubts?
Muskan, I'm just going to be summarizing your inputs in the chat so that others can also.
Perfect. That'll be great. Next on, we'll move on to the carousel post. Now, how do carousel posts look like? Okay, we're going to have some notifications on Instagram. Okay, so this is how the carousel post looks like. For example, here, you have multiple slides going in together here for a carousel post. You can also insert videos here. Now, this is something that works great for Instagram because it is shareable a lot. And if you have something that compels the users to save. Now, let me show you an example. Now, if you see this post and see the insights here, how many saves can you see for this post? It's 213. Likes, though, are only 160. However, the saves are 213 because people found this post useful, and also 24 shares are visible here. Now, carousel post is something that gives you a lot of visibility and you can use it to your advantage. I will show you one carousel post which Toastmaster Furkan shared with me, which was done for a marketing event where Aaron Beverly was invited. Just a minute. Okay. Yes, if you see this post looks so eye-catching and you would definitely want to share this. See how they have used the design here for the carousel post. We have another person from Toastmasters who does a lot of carousel posts and which works really well for his account. I'll show an example again here. For example, this one. He uses the same technique here. Now, if you see this post and if you find it relatable, you would definitely share it with a larger group of people. And this is something that will make your content reach to the audience. How can you use it for the club? For example, you have a club meeting. Okay. Now, instead of just posting a poster of the club meeting, use it in a different way. Do you want to attend a meeting on Game of Brands, or do you want to know more about Game of Brands? Next slide. We are going to discuss these pointers. Next slide. Then put the meeting poster. At once, that catches attention because you are not letting the cat out of the bag at once. You are making them scroll through, and they would want to read what is going to happen next. Now, another thing here is, again, make sure you are sticking to the size principle and try to use this for educational content, which can be shared with people. This way you can grow as a club and also as a content creator. That is it for a carousel post. Any questions here? Okay, so I think Toastmasters Udit is asking, what is a carousel? A carousel post is where you have multiple slides in one single post. That is a carousel post. Third, we move on to, you want to know how to design. Okay, for the designing, we will be covering that later. However, you can use Canva to design. There are different type of templates available. You can use the branding colors and definitely use Canva. You can take inspiration from different posts in the explore section. If you go to the explore section on Instagram, you will find hundreds of carousel posts. Take inspiration from there and then design. Next we have is IGTV. Now, IGTV is something that the algorithm has lowered the visibility, but it still works if you have long videos over 1 minute. I'll just show you a quick snapshot of what IGTV looks like. Okay, so IGTV are videos. Now, all of these videos are above 1 minute. I don't use IGTV for my accounts because they don't work for me. However, for some accounts, they might work. For example, you have a Toastmasters account where you actually publish a testimonial of 2 minutes where someone is speaking about how Toastmasters has helped him in their journey. Now, this might get more views and this can be shared with a lot of people who do not know about Toastmasters. So there we can use IGTV. Now, IGTV can be recorded in two forms, vertical or horizontal full screen. Do not use the square method here. Otherwise, it will not fit and your video will be cut. So this is the one thing that we need to keep in mind. We can also trim the videos while we are uploading on Instagram. We can use our own cover photo, or you can use the app InShot. InShot is the app which can be used for video editing. It's very feasible. You can use it for your phone. So that is something regarding IGTV. Any questions for IGTV? Some content creation ideas can be testimonials or maybe a 5-minute video from a Toastmasters meeting, how it goes, or a speech given by any Toastmaster. Those are the few videos that you can use for IGTV. Any questions? No. Now we come to the fourth and the most trending content creation thing on Instagram, that is Reels. It's mentioned everywhere throughout Instagram. And if you want to grow, use Reels. If you want to grow, use Reels. Now, let me just make one thing clear. If you are using Reels, there's no hard and fast rule that you have to dance. You need to just go crazy. No, you can only speak and also make Reels. That is there. Okay. So now with Reels, we have few things that we need to be mindful about. Can everyone open Instagram and go to the Reel tab quickly? Now, when you go to the Reel tab, there are several Reels, right? Below you will see there are audios mentioned. Which audio is that? Now, beside that audio on the left-hand side, if there is an arrow, See, just scroll. If you do not get that arrow, scroll. Or you can just go to my page and see the last reel I've uploaded. Yes, you will see a small arrow. Smita, I think it will not be visible because they're using the background. I will be answering all the questions later while we scroll up. So once you see the trending audio, if you use this audio, the Instagram algorithm, yes, exactly. The Instagram algorithm catches up and pushes your reel more. This is something that I have tried and tested and it works. That is one thing. Second thing is transition. Now, transition is something, it's your choice. If you want to have a transition, have it. If you don't, it's completely fine. I'll just show you both of my reels which crossed 1 million. One had a transition, one did not have a transition, and both worked. So let's quickly go to the reel tab. Okay, now for this reel, it had a transition. And this song was very trending that time, so I used. And this, I'll just show you the insights for this reel. Okay, I'm unable to show here. Just a minute. No issues, I'll show you later. So this one worked here. If you see, this crossed 1 million views. Now, this reel I uploaded few weeks back. It did not have a transition. However, this went to 2 million. So transition depends on you, what works for you, whether it's totally upon you. So that is something, but you can definitely try trending audio. One more thing about audio is, for example, you are speaking. Now, how to use that audio? Lower the volume of the audio, use it like 5 or 6. We did that for District 98 page and we got good views. I'll just show you how. Okay, so here we have distinguished Toastmaster Ajay speaking. Now, even though he's speaking, we still use an instrumental audio there because that was good for this video. Same for Toastmaster Shruti's video. We again use a very trending audio here. So you can definitely use that. Now, how to use that? There'll be a long session to take. However, I would suggest you to check Insta Coach Mike. He helps with all the things that comes on trending. For Instagram, he definitely has a guide on how to use those audios, or we can definitely plan another masterclass on how to do that. Now, moving on with Reels, the next thing about Reels is we need to make sure that our font is there in the same bracket. Otherwise, what's going to happen? I'll just show you. Here, if you see, my font is under the bracket where it's not actually being cut. I'll show you one more. Just a minute. Yes. Now, if you see this reel, this almost got saved by being cut, because if I would have expanded this page more here, this thing would have cut. I'll just give you an insight here. This page has 79 followers, but because of the trending things that I'm using, the one video cost 13,000 views. Okay. So it's because of few things that we need to be mindful about when we're using Reels, making sure that the font or whatever we are writing is up to a certain space and not crossing that. Apart from this, we need to make sure that however way we are recording the video, it fits. Now you can record horizontal or vertical, that is your choice. However, it should not be cut. To edit these reels, again, I use InShot, or you can obviously use Instagram also. And you can also use Canva. For District 98, we are using Canva to edit our reels. Apart from that, okay, this was regarding the reels. Now, any questions regarding reels? I know there are several questions regarding reels, but any question, any doubts regarding reels? Can we try to shoot a reel right now? Okay.
Couple of
so
questions,
what?
Muskan. I think Rahul has raised his hand, and then we have Gaurav also who has asked a question.
Okay, so Gaurav's question we can take later.
Okay.
But for reels, we'll take the question right now.
So Madhura has asked, is there any way
we cannot schedule reels and we cannot schedule posts on Instagram yet? Yes, Rahul. You're on mute.
Thank you. Just wanted to know on this trending audios, how do we get, can we find trending audios based on a certain genre of work that we're doing, or is it generic?
Yes, you can do that. How can you do that? For example, the hashtag. I'll just show you how. You can promote reels after you reach a certain followership on Instagram. Not right now. Okay. For example, I am a soft skill trainer. So I type soft skills. I don't think browser has this feature. Okay. You can type soft skills on your phone. Go to the hashtag soft skills. There you will see a lot of reels on the tab. When you scroll reels, you can check what the other soft skill trainers have used. Are they using the same audio, or have they used something very specific which will work for soft skills? For example, I'll tell you something. Currently, there was a audio viral, red flags. Now, red flags is something that can be used in different situations. Now, many soft skill trainers use red flags to show what we shouldn't do, or what as an audience we shouldn't do while we're presenting, or body language. So you can find it that way. Does that answer your question? Yes. Okay. Any other questions regarding reels? No. Then we'll move forward. Our next thing is stories. Now, you might think, why do we have stories, or how stories can be helpful? Well, let me tell you something. If you have a creator's account or a business account, what Instagram algorithm does, it pushes your story away from the people to watch. It shows personal account stories first. So that is why a lot of our users miss seeing our stories, and that is the reason. Even though you might have 10,000 followers, but 1,000 people are seeing your story only. You might have 1,000 followers, but only 200 people are seeing your stories. There's a reason behind it. So how to tap into that and how to take care of that? What Instagram algorithm has shown, and it has worked for me and for Khan both, is that when our story captures maximum screen time, the Instagram algorithm pushes our story forward because they feel it's useful. So what should you do? The first thing that you can do is post stories with certain features, like you can have a quiz, you can have polls, you can have questions. On District 98, we do that quite a lot. Today also, we had a poll, right? That is something you can do. The second thing that you can do is you can have stories on one topic of conversation only, and have multiple stories, maybe 10 stories based on that. What will happen if today I am reading about body language, for example, I read one line, then I want to read more, so I tap the next, then I tap the next. I don't exit your account then and there. This way, I watch all your 10 stories, and then the Instagram algorithm thinks that yes, the stories are useful, and they push the stories to more people. This is something that you can do. Apart from that, you can definitely write long content and post with some question there that will compel people to read and again answer. That will make your story views more. These are the few things that you can do with stories. Apart from that, you can also create some creative stories. I'll show you how. So, just a minute. Okay, here we go. So this is Coach. I follow him a lot. So he gives amazing story ideas. So he'll show you how to make your current story more creative and present in a way which is very visually appealing. So he gives you step-by-step method. Now this is something very creative or something very new, which usual stories will not feature. So this is something that you can follow to again increase your story views. Any questions regarding stories? Okay. One small tip, do not post stories continuously. For example, if you posted a story today, make sure that next 24 hours are over before you post the next set of stories. Otherwise, they're going to get mixed up and your story views are again going to drop. So these were on tips on how to create content. Now, the most important thing, hashtag. Yes, Rahul has a question.
Was curious. I'm not sure of the technical terms. you see those fixed stories which are there at the top. Is that stories or is that something else? Like just above the grid which is there, you click on
Okay,
that,
I'll
you
show
create
you
certain
how the
things.
stories look like.
Cool Instagram story.
Okay.
Highlight.
Yeah, highlights.
Yes.
What is that? Is
These
that
are
something
stories.
different?
So these are highlights. All your stories mixed together. You can form highlights of those stories depending on whatever occasion you have. For example, just show. So I post daily quiz. So I have gathered all the quizzes posted in maybe 30 days and made a highlight. So people can actually open and access this and see. Whoever comes to my account. Are there answers your question?
Another question is like in WhatsApp, when you said that you should not try to mix up the stories before posting it after 24 hours only.
Yes.
I've seen in WhatsApp as an example, if a certain post is having a certain views and I post something at like 16 hours or 18 hours later, there's a high chance that if it was missed by someone, there's a chance of this getting a better view also because of a new post coming in. Does that work the same way in Insta or is it different?
So it doesn't work the same way in Instagram because Instagram will push your story back unless the person has very less followers.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
So how long story time should be? So story is for 24 hours only. That's it. You cannot have the story more than 24 hours. You would have to repost it again. Okay. Now moving on to hashtags. Let me just make it clear. Please never post any post, reel, anything without a hashtag. Always use hashtags if you want your reach to increase. Now, how to choose hashtags? Instagram gives you the option of using 30 hashtags. Okay. 30 is a huge amount. So use as much as hashtags possible. Do not use hashtags in the comment section. Use it with the caption. Few hashtags that you can use for Toastmasters are Toastmasters, Toastmasters International, Toastmasters Club. Then you can use public speaking, leadership skills. These are the few hashtags that you can use for your page on Instagram. Apart from that, make sure you use hashtags which have a reach of below 200K. Otherwise, your hashtag will be lost among big content creators, and we do not want that. We want our posts to reach and our reels to reach. So use hashtags which are below 200K. Apart from that, try to use some local hashtags also. For example, if you have your club situated in Pune Vimannagar. So use hashtag Pune Vimannagar. That will reach out to the audience more, and it might pop up on the screen of some people who stay nearby. And that is going to help for your set of audience. Any questions regarding hashtag? Okay. I know I'm speaking a lot, but there's a lot to share about Instagram. So moving on, then we move on to the engagement. If you have a club account, I would suggest engage with the audience 10 minutes before posting, 10 minutes after posting. This will help your content to be shared more. Now, what do I mean here by engagement? Do not just randomly like and comment on anything. No. Leave meaningful comments on posts so that it is helpful and valuable for the user also. If you are an individual content creator, I would suggest 20 minutes before and after posting. That is also a task if you want your content to go viral. I have tried that. I posted a reel without engaging and my views were less. I posted a reel with engaging and it definitely crossed 10K. So we need to be mindful about that while we are engaging. Leaving comments is something which is very important. Now, again, there's one more strategy here. Do not comment on every reel that you see. No. Leave some gap. Now, why do we do this? Why do we do the engagement? To trick Instagram to show that, yes, we use this account a lot and we want people to see our page. Clear, everyone? Now, moving on to the next set is planning posting hours. When should you post? Now, all of you open your Instagram again. Click on the 3 arrows that you see on the top and you will see insights. Yes, When you see insights, you will see total followers.
Muskan, 1 second. You want us to open it from our profile page or the home page?
From the profile page.
Okay.
The 3 arrows at the end, on the topmost corner, right corner.
Mm-hmm.
There you can click on insights. Do you have it? It has to be a creator account or a business account for this. When you click on insights, you'll see total followers. Click on total followers, scroll down. You can also find it under the bio. Yes, thank you, Furkan. You can scroll down, you will see most active time. I'll just remove my background for a minute. Okay. So, yes, you will see most active time. Toastmaster Shantala, do you have a creator account or a business account? Yes. See, when you look here, you will see when should you post. So this means when are your followers most active on Instagram? That is when you should post your content. So you can see the hours, you can see the days. Accordingly, you can plan your content. In general, it is observed that you should post your content at 12 p.m., 6 p.m. or 9 p.m. These are the most active hours. Also, it depends on our psychology as human beings. Saturday evening, some people are busy, so they might not check their phone. So don't post on Saturday evening. Monday, people are in their office and they're having Monday blues. They might check their phone. So post on Monday. So that also works here. But in general, you can post on 6 p.m., 9 p.m. and also 12 p.m. in the afternoon. This is the way how you can find your most active users. Also, you can find who are the people who are following you more. Like, for example, are the men following you more or women? What is the age bracket? From which city people are following you more? This might help you to create your content better and see whom are you reaching to and who actually is your audience. Okay. That is regarding the posting hours. I am overshooting time, but we have last 5 minutes more and then I'm done. Next is planning of content. Now, a lot of people mix consistency with posting every day. No. Consistency does not mean posting every day. Consistency means following the same kind of content, reaching to your followers and showing up on Instagram once in a while with valuable content. How much should you post? Post according to how much is needed for your account. Maybe twice a week, thrice a week, not every day. For example, for Toastmasters, we can post one meeting poster whenever we have a meeting, followed by we can post a brief summary of what happened in the meeting, and maybe one poster which can be a quotation or something, educational content, which is valuable for the people to follow you. Otherwise, why would I, a non-Toastmaster, follow a page which has only meeting links and meeting posters? There is nothing that is compelling me to follow your page. I will follow your page if I am getting some educational value by seeing your Instagram, right? And that is what content creators have done, and even Toastmaster pages have done. I'll show you an example here. Just a minute. Okay.
What is the club name?
Yes, SCBD. SCBD.Toastmasters.
Spelling.
Yes. Yeah. Now this club account has 2,276 followers, which is amazing. Why? Because they have been posting educational content also. See, the SCBD lights, reveal your leadership style. Again, from our project itself, Toastmasters project. Our new members, now see how they have posted this. So this is an amazing way to present, as well as people find it valuable when they see it. They have memes also. So it's a culmination of everything that's there on this page. You all can follow this page to see how you can grow your Instagram page of your club also. Now, apart from this, you can also plan your content by maintaining a chart, which is you can write the days and the dates and what type of post do you want to share. And at the end, ideation, you can ideate content always with your team. You can ideate content with the help of speakers that are there. See inspiration in the number of, there are so many users on Instagram. Just go to the hashtag leadership skills, public speaking, see what they're creating, find inspiration from there, create your content and see what works for your page. So that is it from my end regarding Instagram. I have covered the basics of it. Now it's up to you on how you take it. Toastmaster Smita, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Muskan. I think a big round of applause for a very well-deserving and a fantastic presentation. I myself have learned a lot, I feel, over the course of these 45 minutes. And honestly, Instagram is fantastic. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun. But I am somebody who's technologically challenged. And for me, it needs to be very simple. I know, Charlene, I know it's difficult to imagine that the PR manager of a district does not feel very comfortable with social media channels, but that is the truth. Trust me. But I think, the way that you've made it so simple now to understand, I'm sure me and everybody else who's on the call would definitely get some insights and up their Instagram game for sure. So we did receive some questions. I will quickly run through some of them, which I think you've not covered. So let's do a quick Q&A bit. So I know there were a few questions around the creator account and business account. What is the difference and are these free to create? I think those were two questions which came kind of repetitively. So you can share.
Yes. So the difference between a creator and a business account is creator account is usually used by bloggers and content creators. Business account is usually used by people who run a business here. There they can market their products. They have separate shopping channels and shopping portals, what they can do. Now, yes, both of them are available for free. You can definitely use it. But if you want to grow as a content creator, then definitely go for a creator's account.
Perfect. Okay. Another question was around how to increase followership and how to improve the visibility. I think this was also coming from the perspective of a club, of a Toastmasters club, where they want to ensure that, they're keeping both internal members engaged and opening it up to external non-Toastmasters as well.
So I think I've clearly mentioned that. Find the reason why would you as a non-Toastmaster follow your club's page. Would you follow your club's page if you were not a Toastmaster? If you find the answer to that, you'll definitely start getting content ideas and you will start creating content on the basis of that. Imagine a club having 2,000 plus followers, a club's page. Why? Because they are creating content which would reach out to people who are not Toastmasters and it's impactful in their life. That is the way. And for an individual content creator, experiment and see what works for you. No one can increase followers just like this. However, few strategies work for me. In 3 months, I reached to 10,000 from 1,000. So what worked for me? Reels and Carousel Posts. Yes.
Perfect. Another question that we got was, is uploading of speeches a good idea? I mean, is that something that you have observed often in different club pages because you are interacting with a lot of them as well? So what are your thoughts around that?
Yes, we can definitely post speeches as an IGTV post again, or we can post some videos or, some moments from a speech as a meme or probably just something that's very humorous as a post. That is going to attract a lot of people. So these are the two ways that you can post speeches.
Brilliant. One more thing was, and I think this is something we covered in our second PR masterclass series also, was, when we're talking about building videos and specifically for YouTube and things, we add that disclaimer at the beginning, the Toastmasters disclaimer. Is that something that is also necessary for Instagram, for stories or reels or IGTV? Is that something which is needed?
That depends basis on the content you are sharing, what kind of platform are you using. So it completely depends from time to time. You can, Smita, tell about the Instagram by the
I think I can add some flavor to that. So last month we had Christy Yablonsky, who had joined us at the masterclass. She is from TI. She's part of the digital marketing team. She leads digital marketing in TI from the world headquarters. So what she told us was, if you have a club page, ensure that the display picture, or the DP of your account is of a Toastmasters International logo. And if you have that particular logo as your display picture, and of course the bio should also call out that you are a club of Toastmasters International. If you're doing that, then you do not need to add disclaimer to every single video content that you're creating on Instagram. So even if it's stories or it's reels or it's IGTV, you don't have to add a disclaimer, because the handle that you are working under, that is already established as a club of Toastmasters International. So just to clarify that. Okay. Perfect. So the next one we have received is around how to share YouTube links or other links in Instagram. Normally links don't work. I think that is something that we were also struggling with for some time, Muskan. So if you can just share something around that.
Yes. So there are two things. Number one, you can create a Linktree account and share it, where you can add all the links. Or if you have only one link for 1 month, you can just add it to your bio instead of the website. And if you have 10K followers, you get the privilege of sharing it to your stories. Swipe up option.
Muskan, yes. Can you just quickly show the District 98 Insta and the Linktree, yes, so that people can understand what exactly?
I'll do that.
And Suhas, to your question, yes, you can have two accounts with the same ID. I think, so if you're talking about ID as in login credentials, or is it talking about the handle? Handle has to be different, obviously, for two accounts. But I think login, you can use the same one.
So this is a District 98 page that we have, and we use the Linktree here. So when you click on Linktree, so if you see, this link was active, public relations. So this is how it looks like. Now, when I click on this, I can actually go and register directly. Yeah. Yes, this is how it works.
Perfect. So Linktree is a free site if anybody wants to go and open your account, because then that gives you the flexibility of adding multiple links. So it could be an event that is happening. It could be your club's next meeting that you want people to register for, or it could be, a special thing that's happening in about 2 or 3 weeks, or you want to add contact details or an email ID of your VP membership or something like that. So those things you can definitely do using Linktree, and the link is in the chat if you want to refer to that. Well, I think that does bring us to the end of, close to the end of today's session. You might have few more questions. If your question was not answered today, I'm going to drop in the email ID for our team, the social media managers of District 98. And you can just drop in your questions directly to that. Furkan, if you can be please kind enough to share the email ID in the chat, that'll be great. So if you have any questions that were not answered today, please feel free to reach out. If there are any ideas that you have that you are working out as best practices in your clubs, please do share. That'll be great for us to leverage for district as well. And vice versa, if you need some ideas that you would like to explore, Muskan and Furkan, both of them are the social media managers for District 98, and they can reach out and they can respond to that. We do have an exciting challenge for you all, and for that, I'm going to pass it back to Muskan and Furkan for quickly sharing that in like 30 seconds. Go for it.
Okay, I think Furkan will share the challenge. Furkan, over to you.
All right, cool. So hello, everyone. I'm the social media manager together with Muskan over here. Our challenge, as discussed with Muskan, is that take out a pen and a paper right now, write something in 30 to 50 words describing your experience in Toastmasters, use it as a script, record a video of yourself on your smartphone, remember vertical, and submit a video on that before 9 p.m. tomorrow. I repeat again. Write a script of 30 to 50 words, use that script for your video, shoot it in vertical, and send it to us by 9 p.m. tomorrow. Anything else I'm missing, Muskan?
No,
Perfect. So share your
Looking
submissions
forward
to us.
see. Yes.
Yeah, share the submissions to us on social media managers at district98.org, which is in the chat box. I'll put it again. And that is where we'll do the editing and all of the stuff.
perfect. Thanks so much, Luca. Harsh, you have something to add?
Just two quick things. Let's all add each other on Instagram and support. And two, I messaged this to Smita and Muskan, and we'll hopefully take it up if that works out. But a general information for everyone, there is a specific program by Instagram called Born on Instagram. There's a hashtag for this as well. Just check it out. It's a specific curated group of content creators by Instagram team themselves, and they sort of give you the upcoming reels or the audios that would be trending in the week to come. And content creators are using that across India. I was a part of it when it happened in Hyderabad just before COVID hit in January 2019. It happened in Taj Krishna. We had Avez Darbar. We had the Hyderabad creator Mahathalli in that, and a couple of other people who were there. It was a brilliant program that I was there for a year on it. Please do check it out. Born on Instagram. Hope this helps. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Muskan.
Thanks, Harsh. Thank you so much. And with that, I think we will bring today's event to an end. Thank you so much once again for taking out the time on a Sunday evening. We hope it was worth the time and worth investing this 1 hour, learning something new, learning something fun. District 98 Public Relations Masterclass is a monthly event. We will be back next month once again, and we will talk about something exciting. Maybe we'll discuss about how to build a newsletter for your club, or we'll talk about LinkedIn or Facebook. If you have any recommendations, do write to us, or you can comment, since this is on live on Facebook as well. You can comment in the comments below, and we will ensure that we include those ideas while we curate our next session. That's all from District 98. This is Distinguished Toastmaster Smita calling it out, and have a great rest of the weekend. Thank you so much.